they'd asked if I could answer some questions, and I invited the police in and said we'd like a drink and everything, and next thing, no, we're all right, we're actually arresting you for the murder of what was then 5 children, soon to be 6.
And this was only hours, wasn't it, after the fire itself? It was the same day.
Yeah, it was the evening of the fire, yeah.
Do you know why they arrested you?
The police actually told me that I'd been directly accused by Mr. Philpotts.
And how did you feel about that?
Sick, disgusted, didn't really know what to think, didn't know why or anything.
I was going to say, why would he put you in the frame? Was there bad blood between the two families?
I've never really got on with the guy, but because of my sister-in-law you've just mentioned, I think it was all part of this complex plan to try and cover up what he was doing. At the time I knew nothing about it. I knew that there'd been a fire that day, and that, you know, everything had happened, but that was that, really.
We now know that he was responsible. I mean, you knew the man, albeit not that well, but you knew him. I mean, did you ever imagine that he could be responsible for anything like that?
Well, I don't suppose you go through life thinking that anyone would be capable of that. I mean, I'm a parent myself, and I certainly couldn't even begin to imagine doing anything like that to my own children, or even putting them in harm's way.
People say there's no smoke without fire. You are completely innocent of the original accusation, we should make plain, but people say there's no smoke without fire. What was the impact of this inquiry by the police on your family and on your business?
It was horrific, really. The police obviously took my phone and computer and everything, which had an adverse effect on my business. I was self-employed at the time, and people couldn't get in touch with me to say, could you come and do some work for me? So, you know, obviously, financially, physically, mentally, everything, really. And then the people that were around me, my children, my immediate family, friends, everyone was just gobsmacked, to be fair.
He's going to be, indeed, along with his wife and the friends as well, going to be sentenced today. What sort of sentence would you like to see him get? What are your feelings about that now?
6 accounts of life, each.
Why do you feel so strongly?
They've took a life. They've took 6 lives, and everything that's come about has been about him and her and the other guy, and, you know, what they got up to in car parks or whatever. And it shouldn't be about that. I mean, everyone remembers the criminals. No one remembers the victims about anything, and that's what it should be about. We should remember that 6 children lost their lives that morning, and I mean, I don't know how many people out there who could actually name all 6 children, but they all know his name. And it's the same in most trials where people have lost their lives. The victims always get forgotten, and they shouldn't be forgotten. And okay, yeah, I've been through the mill, and last year was a pretty bad year for me and my family and everybody else, but I'm still here. I'm still here to rebuild my life and get on. And unfortunately, those children all never know what it's like to go on a date or drive a car or get married or have children or anything like that, because those 3 took it away from them. I think they've had more than enough press coverage and everything about what they were doing in their own private lives, and it shouldn't be about that. It should be about those 6 children, you know. And we're coming up to an anniversary of the fire on May the 11th, and I could just ask everyone really to either raise a glass or say a prayer or light a candle or anything, and remember those 6 children. Forget about him. Hopefully he's going to be locked away, and the other 2 as well, and remember those 6 children.